Hello guys. Today we are going to discuss about the configuration of the media files, and also we are going to do the configuration of the static files. So let's get started. To open our Python, yes, we are here. Remember last time we discussed about how to open it, and there is no need of keeping on discussing it. So let's go straight to the project and we open it using the code space dot. That means we are opening our project web dev in the VS Code. And yes, last time we created this home home app, and within the home app we also created more directory or folders. One is static and the other one is template. Today we are not going to deal with templates because we shall be dealing with the templates later on, after we have configured everything about the static. Now for the static, to configure this static so that they can be available in the website, we come to the our main Django app, which is online shop, and we go to the settings. You can call your main app any name. Remember how we created it. And then you come to the settings, you go down, and you go down up to the where statics are to be found, and this is where statics are to be found. Now for you to configure this static, you need you need a configuration of a few things here, and this one include the root. The root, where is this being coming from? The root cause, where it is the static coming from. So these are root. Remember, there is no root here. So for you to get it right, you have to go where the root cause is to be found. And for according to our project, we just come here and we create new root. Sorry for the connection, for the latency a bit. So now let's look at the how to configure it. So we say we do static root. When does it coming from? It is coming from the what? From the root whereby static is to be found, which is in the home app. So static, let's make it capitalized because of convention, and we say static root, static underscore root. We say let it be base directory, base directory, and base directory is base dir like that, and there is a forward slash that should be there, and then the static within the quotation like that. let me make it small as it is in our home app. Static, static like that. And yes, then there is another configuration for the for the model or for the document. Remember, those who take from JavaScript, we have the model, we have the DOM, and the DOM it is just before. But before we go to the DOM, I can show you another additional. But this one is optional now. This one is optional. It's not a must do it. You can say my static file are to be found in a particular app, and that when you go to that app is when you go to the exact static folder. So we can also include it here, but it's not a must. But if you want to include, it's okay. Let me show you how to do it. You say static files directory. Static I call it static files underscore directory, and because it's not one, we can also say DRS for plural. Then we say is equal to a dictionary list, and dictionary list, they are like we use the two calibra the two the two angel square bracket like that one. Now that is, it is telling us where the static file are to be found. This is just assisting purposes. And one, we have in our home app, we have one there. We have in our app, we have static there. So we say home app / then static home / static like that. And remember, don't miss the comma. It is supposed to be there. And therefore, if you have another apps in home or another static in another apps, you can come and, for example, account, you come and say accounts / static, and that is all right. Now let's go and do for the media files. At the media files, we are going to say URL. We can do this. We can copy these two lines here and Control C. This is not a good behavior. Copy pasting is not encouraged by. It's not a good practice. But let's do it for now. But for you, please type. Don't just do that. So media URL. We change this name from the static to media. Let me make it capital uppercase, and we call it media URL. And media URL, we also say media here. Let's call it media. Let's call it a media, and let's make it small. Media like that in a small letters. And we also have the media root. Instead of static, let's call it media root. Caps media root. And for that one, we shall also We shall also have mhm. It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. Let's let's here make it media like that. Media. Okay, it's media now. Media like that. It should be like that, and static. It is having one forward slash. This is this is right. Yeah. Mhm. Let me show you something else. Because of this media, it has been two forward slash. We can also do the same here for the static. So that it is forward slash static forward slash and the media forward slash media forward slash. If it is like that, it is alright. Now the last thing is to go and configure this one into the URLs. So first of all, you control S to save those configurations, and then go back to the make sure it is like that. Then go back to the URLs, and in the URLs is where you are going to configure the media files. Where you are going to configure the media files. And to configure the media files, it is very simple because you are going to do very carefully here. You come here, your URL patterns, and after the last bracket, you type plus, shift and equal sign. You write plus there, and then you say static. Static. Remember, that one must be like that. When you say static, you say settings.media URL. Remember media URL that we have done in the settings. Then you bring it here under the URL. URL, we are going to discuss them in details very near because URL are like uniform resource locator, and every website has got URL. So don't mind about that. We are going to deal with them in details next time. Now here we say settings dot settings dot media underscore URL, and we're also going to make it go to the website wherever you are. Remember last time I told you you will not be having my computer, you'll be having your own computer, and you have to upload pictures and then become part of DOM. So through that we shall use the document, and therefore we use document root here like this. Document root. Let me use small letters. Document underscore root, and why is it underlining itself? That is problem. But let's first of all let's finish up. Document underscore root document underscore root, then excuse me, we say document underscore root dot media root. Remember we talked about media root there, it was in capital letter, so here we need to write it exactly the way we did media root like that. There is a problem, and this problem I have known where it is coming from. This problem, it is because there is something that we have not imported from Django. So from Django, we are going to import a static, and from Django, we are also going to import the settings and static from Django. So we are going to do that. And yeah, from Django.configure, these are all from Django. So let me make it small. So from Django, dot conf means configuration dot URLs. I have talked about URL uniform resource locators dot static import static. Yes, and the static, see the static as now underline has gone. Then next, from Django.conf, we're also going to import settings here from Django. Sorry, from Django.conf. From Django.conf, import settings. Import settings. And there is still problem. There is still problem. And this problem, I've known where it is coming from. It is here. We need to have equal sign, and we add settings here. Now it's okay. Now we have document root is equal to settings.media root. All right. So today we have, before we go further, let's us Control S to save this. Now for the beginners, those who never used Django before, you may be wondering why this. As we continue with the course, you'll come to know them by convention. You shall be just, they will come to be part of you. For example, those things that we are doing right now, they are once and for all. We are not going to come back and refactor anything. It will be like that throughout. Therefore, because of those things and in that I'm giving you, is that today we are configuring the static folder that we created last time, and we have done it successfully. We have come here in settings and we have created the static root base directory, which is to be found in the home app. We are also creating the media files. This one we have to run collect static, and let's run it right now, right? Or we can let it we can let run it later on. And if you find me forgetting, remind me about it. So we shall run it later, uh, for that for our media to come in the list of all these things. Or we can run it right away. Let's run it, no problem. And we say Python manage.py, Python manage.py collect static, and it is saying something about no file or directory. Okay. The problem it is because there is no static. There is no any image we have already we have kept. There is nothing. There is not. That's why it is not coming up here. But if as we are going to be doing it, we shall be using images. And when we come here and up in the images in the static images, when we shall be adding some images here is when we are going to run the static, and then the new folder will be created automatically for the media, whereby everyone on the internet can access the photos or the pictures or the images. So today we have come to the end of the discussion, and next time when we meet we shall be discussing about the HTML. The HTML, it is stand for Hypertext Markup Language, and this is actually the fundamental of the internet. This is what owns the basic building blocks of the any website you see. And therefore, after that, we shall take much time in the fundamentals of internet. We shall dwell much in anything that you must know, any link that you should visit to remind yourself all those things in the HTML we shall be discussing right here. So next time in the template, we shall also create the URL. We shall interact with the views. In fact, let me show you a summary of what we are going to do next time. Next time, we shall look at views. We shall create views here. We shall also create the URL, another URL here in home, and in home, we shall create another URL, and we shall also include our URL that we shall be created there in the main URLs, and all that you are going to understand next lesson. And therefore, we shall be able to use our first Django default page that says hello world. Having said that, goodbye. Let's meet next time. Energized and enjoy. the lesson. You can come revisit where you are not getting well, and revisit, and also you can ask questions in my website, or down you can comment in the YouTube channel, and the answer it is going to be given. Thank you very much and welcome.